Great. Everybody, welcome back to the YouTube channel where we are just having chats with general contractors and people like John here from the Takeoff Guy, a YouTube channel. So all things construction related, from technology to gaffs to what's happening in the industry. So I have today with us John Miller from the YouTube channel, The Takeoff Guy. So, John, great to have you on the horn with us today.
Glad to be here. I'm excited.
Yeah, and great to be chatting. We've been over and back by email there for the last couple of weeks, and it's finally good to I don't want to say be in the same room, but be talking face to face.
Yeah.
So why don't you give us a bit of a rundown? Where are you based, John? And yeah, give us a little bit of your background.
Based here in Georgia in the US. I know you're overseas from here, but yeah, we're in Georgia over here. Background, I guess we'll start at the beginning. I'll be quick about it. Did drafting through high school, then did AutoCAD in the end of high school, and that's what kind of led me into my construction degree in college because I didn't know what route I wanted to go. I wanted to be an architect first, and then my architecture teacher said, go be a construction manager. They make more money. It's a lot more stress, but so that's kind of how I got to where I am and how I can do takeoffs and read plans so well because I had so much drafting experience before I became a general contractor.
Nice. Nice. And I think your high school teacher was right there. It can be a little bit more stressful in the construction game. And after a long week dealing
Yeah.
with the stresses that go with it, how do you take your mind off it? What do you do for fun?
Oh, football games, uh, beers, breweries, just go out, get out to a green space area where everybody hangs out and just unwinds. That's the biggest thing. Take the kids out to parks and
Nice. Love it. I
everything
think
kid related now.
your football and my football are a little bit different, but the activities are still the same. Football and a few beers. It's hard
Yes.
to beat.
I've been wanting to go to a football game on your side
with the
of the world.
with the World Cup going on at the moment,
Yeah.
yeah, America getting
Oh, it's exciting.
shown.
Love it. Love watching that stuff.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, next time you're in Dublin, I'll be sure to bring you out to Crow Park. So,
There you go.
um, and in terms of, say, yeah, let's get into the construction industry over in Georgia. Like, what's happening there at the moment? Is there any kind of upticks or uptrends you're seeing, or yeah, just what's happening there at the moment?
It's, there's a lot of new construction, a lot of big buildings, a lot of multifamily with recreation and shops on the bottom, like retail on the bottom, multifamily on top, lots of apartment stuff, lots of big stuff. And everybody's on the smaller side of that, just retail shops in general or little office commercial buildings. Everyone's so tight with their money. So it's hard to get in on the smaller stuff because so much of that big stuff is taken over.
Yeah, sure. And I suppose, are you guys facing, like, I do a lot of work with guys in Australia, in the United Kingdom, and I think from what I'm hearing everywhere is that there's a skills shortage. Are you guys experiencing that there, or is
Yeah.
there
Yeah,
yeah?
the trades are nobody wants to be the trades right now. It's just everybody thinks they can sit on their computer and make $1 million being lazy, but that's why the trades are going to be the next big thing when people actually realize that and focus on it. Like, go be a plumber and go be an electrician. You'll make bukus of money.
Well, I think before the call we were having a chat. Then there's a lot of apprehension, I suppose, at the moment. Is AI coming for my job? And we were talking about it, like maybe you know the accountancy isn't the button down long term career it once was, or it was 10 years ago. So maybe your carpentry might be your more job security route at this point.
Exactly. That's what, yeah, like the trades. AI can't replace the trades. They can replace the accountant stuff and the office admin stuff, and it'll replace a lot. But if you look at it as AI is just a tool to help you get to the next level, use it as a tool and don't be scared of it.
I think definitely is the best advice you can give to anyone. But I suppose you kind of got into the estimating side of things. I suppose maybe give me some of your experiences there. Like, what were some of the? I suppose, do you have any horror stories, or where you've miscalculated, or what's the kind of the best way to mitigate against some of that sort of stuff?
Yeah, so the horror story, it wasn't me directly. It was one of my coworkers at my drywall and framing commercial company I worked at out of college. He didn't scale the plans when he was doing his takeoff. I think we were using Plan Swift at the time, and I think he missed $100,000, and the company owner had to eat that because he didn't check his scale. So that's the number one thing I tell people when they do takeoffs: check your scale.
Yeah.
Supposed to, he didn't get fired. The boss was luckily nice and had plenty of money, but he said that's your one big mistake you're going to learn from, and you're going to be a great estimator. So
Well, thank God he had a understanding and forgiving boss.
yeah,
Uh, but again, like, nothing beats experience, and I hope he is still, he's taking that lesson and is applying it to every job diligently, and
yeah,
and
yeah. He sure checks that scale every every minute of every day when he's doing takeoffs.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Very, very important thing to do. And then, with experience as well, you're doing a big commercial job, and you're thinking that's a bit light on the square footage of plasterboard or drywall wall or
Yeah,
whatever. So,
exactly.
experience is a great teacher.
But yeah, 100%.
And I suppose with your experience, what is what's the difference between, say, a winning bid and a bid that looks great but didn't make it? I suppose, like, if you had a kind of a bullet point or a checklist before you submit your bid, what are the things that you're checking for to make sure I'm putting my best foot forward here, and the GC or whoever it is, the homeowner, will be impressed by this, so I know I'll be able to make some money.
Details. The more you detail it and the more you show the GC or the homeowner that you understand the project and you find stuff that they may have even missed, like do some value engineering, even just put your effort into it and put that on the proposal. And don't just don't be a volume bidder is what I always say. People that just pump out bids and hope to land one job out of 10 when you can focus hard on three and land all three. So if you put the details in and show that you care and show that you understand the project and you're not just sending another number, that's the big thing.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more with you. And what would be a classic example of just kind of that kind of wow moment for, say, if I'm a GC and someone submitted a bid to me, like, what would be a classic example of something that's going to stand out for those guys?
Well, being a GC as well as myself, I've gotten bids and I've seen it on both sides. I've seen it from the subcontracting side and I've seen it from the GC side. So I've gotten bids, let's just say from a drywall company, because that's my background. They sent a bid like, here's the number to do this job. We picked up the interior walls and the drywall, and that's all it says on the bid. Then you get another bid from another company. It might be a little bit higher, but it goes into detail like 3 and 5/8 metal studs to the deck. This drywall 6 inches above ceiling, finished ready for paint. Deflection track, like it has all the details to it, so I don't have to
Yeah,
go back to this other guy that just said, "Here's my number, and we got the walls picked up." It's like, well, did you see the installation in the walls? Did you see that
yeah,
wall requires heavier gauge studs? Like showing all that, I'll pick that guy that gives me a higher number all day long if he shows me he actually
yeah, and
understands.
and then it's defensible. Even if you're the guy putting in that bid, that it's the higher number, you can go back and say, well, here's the reasons, here's everything that I've done, and whereas the guy who's just submitting a number, the GC might go back to them and say, well, can you take 10% off it? And, yeah, okay, but
Yeah,
you don't know where that
exactly.
10% is coming from, and yeah,
And then on the residential side, the homeowner side, the more detailed you send it to them, the homeowner knows that you care, and that's a very good sales point I've always used when I send an extremely detailed proposal to a homeowner, and they say, "Well, this guy was $10,000 cheaper than you." I was like, "Well, can I just see his bid and not his numbers?" And I'll be like, "Look, he's just sending you a number he probably put together in 5 minutes. You're gonna be hitting with change orders left and right." So,
yeah. Yeah, that's a great advice. And yeah, definitely, like you said, like you can try the number to 10, I suppose, bids, or you can focus on the three that are going to be good projects. You're dealing with good GCs, or you're dealing with good homeowners, and they're not necessarily looking for the lowest price. If you're nickel and diming on just every single thing, that's almost as much of a headache, from a contractor's point of view. If they're just getting, can we do this? Can we do that? Can we take money off here? Like, that's a pain, and will
yeah,
impact your quality of work as well.
exactly. You get what you pay for is what I say.
100%. I suppose that's I was going to say, what's the next one I had here is like advice for somebody starting out. Like, that's a pretty good piece of advice, is to go into detail. But say for guys who haven't made a name for themselves, and the people who can go into detail. I'm not saying new guys can't, but they do tend to have a bit of experience with them, and they know how to treat clients. But if you're a new estimator, quantity surveyor, starting out in the world, what piece of advice would you give to yourself if you're starting today?
Yeah, definitely more just focus. Focus, don't rush, don't go chasing the next project after you submitted a project the day before. It will grow. It'll grow slow, but you grow right if you grow slow. You don't rush, don't volume chase, don't and just build your relationships. And that's the thing.
That's a very good piece of advice, and one I've heard repeatedly. Like, it's a small industry. Burning bridges is a fairly fast way to get thrown out on your ear.
Exactly. And I made sure throughout my career I never burned a bridge. Even if I got into heated arguments with clients or subcontractors, I'd always make sure not to completely burn the bridge.
I
So
will say that's the nature of the beast as well. Like, construction is a very red-blooded, hot game at times. People get into arguments, and that's the nature of the beast. But as long as you don't completely lose control, or just throw your toys out of the pram, and you keep relationships open. So you say, well, he's a tough operator, but I respect him. I can go back to him. I can deal with him. So I think that's a great piece of advice.
exactly.
I suppose, I don't want you to out yourself on age here, but where have you seen the industry go from when you started to today in terms of adoption of technology, and how is technology being utilized differently today, and where do you think it's going?
Technology, it's being taught more in school at younger ages, so they pick up technology faster. Back in the day, like I came in at the start of technology when I graduated college with Plan Swift and on-screen takeoff. And then all the old guys, all the old project managers and estimators who were older than me, technology is just it's like AI. It's a tool. You gotta use it and grow with it. Don't be against it. And like all these new takeoff softwares that are way too complicated or I think are just stupid. I think a basic takeoff software is all you need. Like like a symbol, and my power just went out.
I
But
love it. So yeah, sorry, we were chatting about the technology there, and you were saying, there's new technologies coming online, and you're kind of kicking into that. So yeah, I suppose. What's your take on technology being utilized in construction, and where do you see it going?
big thing is don't overthink it. And there's going to be new technology every day now, especially with AI. And just don't, it's not going to change how a building's built. It's all going to be built the same way. So understand the basics, and everything is built on the basics. So
Yeah, that's what. Sorry, that's it. If you know the rules, you can break them to a certain extent. So you need to have a good, strong core in the basics, and then, as you say, be able to implement technology where it fits into your workflow and your business. So if I've worked with various different companies over the years, and they're trying to be all singing, all dancing, and trying to force contractors into using everything from takeoffs, daily logs, to hang your washing out for you, and it just doesn't work for a lot of guys. But to pick and choose what's right for you.
exactly, exactly. That's why I say basics are everything. Basic takeoff software, just like a symbol here. Um, Basic Excel spreadsheets, the basics. You understand the basics, you can understand all the complicated shit later on.
Percent couldn't agree more. And then I suppose, yeah, how we got talking to each other was, through your YouTube channel. What kind of prompted you to get involved in the content creation aspect of things?
Posted a couple of Facebook posts on screen takeoff, and then a bunch of people reached out like, "Hey, can you teach me how to use on screen? Teach me how to take off?" And I was like, "Oh, I can put this on YouTube too." And it kind of kicked off from there. I mean, I don't have a million subscribers, but I got a bunch, and I just kept doing it, and I kept researching takeoff and estimating. And there wasn't a lot out there, and a lot of people reach out to me through email just from my YouTube channel now, like, "Hey, can you do more videos? Can you train me?"
Nice.
I'm like, "Well, I'm just trying to help people learn how to estimate, teach
That's
them because they're
yeah,
all
that's brilliant.
graduating college looking for jobs. And if they have a step ahead by knowing how to use a takeoff software, then they're a step ahead."
That's fantastic. And like, I know from again, like yourself, I don't have a million subscribers, or we don't have a million subscribers, but people are appreciative, and when you get that question like, how do I do X, it's kind of like you go a little, go the extra mile and help them out. And I think it's a great platform, YouTube.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And having said that, what's the YouTube channel? Where can people find you to find all things takeoffs?
It's called at the Takeoff Guy. So I'll plug a link
Oh,
on this video or something.
yeah, 100%. There'll be link in the video, and we'll put a link up on our socials and all of that, so people can go and check you out, and engage with you if they feel like they need a mentor.
Yeah, yeah, we do job walks. I just show people my actual construction projects that I'm on and doing, and I just show people how easy it is. Just don't overthink it. That's
Nice.
it's easy.
That's it's easy when you know how. I think is one of the things I found. Right? When you know what you're doing, everything is easy. When you don't know what
Love
you're doing, it's panic stations.
it.
Well, look, that was a kind of a great chat and a great introduction to yourself, John. And I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more of you over the next few weeks, months, years. And yeah, look forward to following your progress along.
Awesome. I appreciate it. I look forward to it as well.
Thanks, folks. If you leave comments, and either John or John will get back to you, depending on which one of us sees it first.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks, guys.
I appreciate it.